and other people. The NRA's silence on protecting Philando Castile, legal gun owner, has been deafening.
Yep. Unbelievable. Because
So we're seeing the gun rights folks showing their true colors, or in this case, that color is white.
It's legalized. Everything. It's the Trump era means that every horrible racist thing, they're all in cahoots together. The NRA, those lobbyists, rights for white people, no rights for black people. It's all racism. I was listening to a story on the way over here about how terrorism is classified in this country, and how, in fact, acts of terrorism are being committed by right-wing people, not by Muslims or jihadists.
I was listening to that same story on the way here.
Right? And you could just it is all right out there in front of us to see. I mean, just the double standard, the racism.
But I think until whites and everybody, they would have to come out. I mean, I think they need to come out and state that, look, unless we put this out in front, as we were talking about the whole Rodney King thing and everything, until we have that conversation, it's not about pointing guilt. It's about putting it out in front and let people know this is a problem. That what is affecting we're talking about us being patriots and liberty and what this country stands for and all this, and us being this huge melting pot. If Americans and white Americans, by chance, allow this to where, I don't care if you're Muslim, I don't care if you're Indian, I don't care if you're black, you're allowing people to be abused mentally, physically, and anything. That's all on you, and that's what. And you can't be telling me to be upset about what happened to this kid going to North Korea, which is bad, when you have what's going on right here in your country, right here in your country, where women are being abused, men are being, people are being. I don't know if you heard, they're lynching brothers in Mississippi. They're still.
How about the legalized rape of women?
Yes,
that's been legislated in North Carolina, where if they've changed their mind in the middle of the sex act and they say no, the guy gets to finish legally. Right. I mean, it is beyond. And let me tell you, and I know a lot of my white male counterparts get mad at me. I said, hey, bro, I didn't create it. Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
You were in charge. You created the narrative. I didn't create the narrative. And you have the opportunity to change the narrative of this society. Yeah. And if you choose not to, and you should be upset when with what's happening to women today, because that could be your daughter. You should not be allowing these things to happen, and they're going to mess around. I mean, with the way the media has been doing this whole racial situation with you have black females. I don't know if you heard about the black female who was shot in her apartment in front of her kids because she moved. Everybody's afraid. Yeah. But
she called the police because there was she thought it was a burglary, right?
Right.
And then she gets shot.
She gets shot in front of her child, and she was pregnant.
Yeah.
She was pregnant.
Although I want to just
So what you're saying is that the cop is going to be exonerated of killing two people.
Yes.
Okay, but
exactly.
I'm just going to nitpick one thing you said, Tymon, which is she could be your daughter. I think that whole line of reasoning needs to go away. It has nothing to do with, hey, guys, this could be a female that is in your very own specific possession. It's got to be, we can't allow this because this is a human being.
On paper, I agree with you. But if you look at, we were talking before the show about how after the shooting in Alexandria, after a Republican was shot, then you had, Ted Nugent and, who else was.
Well, I mean,
but you had conservatives saying.
Even Trump said.
Well, we need to lay off the rhetoric. It's like, Erika, you're right. People should recognize. No, the daughter thing shouldn't be an argument.
We shouldn't shoot black people because that could have been my Negro. It's the same fucking
I agree,
thinking.
But
these
are,
as we human beings
absolutely.
With
but
rights.
As we saw with Alexandria, it's not until it is one of their people that they start to care that it hits home.
Different.
So
but you're talking about party lines, and I'm just talking about.
Well, I'm not talking about party lines so much as idealism, and where there are definitely some liberals that use that argument and are susceptible to it. I think more and more you see that on the right, that it does have to hit them personally, that it does have to be their daughter, it has to be their congressman, it has to be, as you said, their Negro. It sucks.
In this country, legally and philosophically and morally, white people in power do not see people of color and females as being fully and equally human, as possessing the same qualities of conscience and depth and pain and freedom to exist and be healthy and thrive in the world.
And that's a discussion that should happen. That what you just said, that should be a discussion that should happen. But there again, they don't want to have that discussion because you're like, oh, you're blaming me. You're because everybody's worried about guilt. Mm-hmm. But man, the statistics do not lie. They're there. Yeah. They're shown. It's like I said, a lot of people don't believe Sandy Hook happened.
Yeah.
How about the idiot that went down? They gave him 4 years because he went down to the school with a gun and thought because this idiot, Alex Jones, told him, oh, yeah, they got pedophiles and they're doing whatever.
Oh, the pizza place.
Yeah, and he goes down there with a gun.
Yeah.
And he bought it. And that's what I'm saying. You're dumbing down our society and they're buying into stuff. And now, where are the women that's going to come out? They would think, oh, you're just being like Hillary. You're attacking the man because you got some women that believe the man knows best.
Oh, I know, and that's probably going to be a Christian woman because that's what the Bible is teaching.
And they don't really even know their Bible. Hell, probably more atheists know their Bible than the ones who are actually following.
But the ones who follow know specific verses that, when taken out of context, prove their point.
Yeah, I didn't say it. God said it. No, did you meet God? Did you talk to him? Yeah, well, I talk to him every day. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Let me know when he starts talking back because then we can officially lock you up.
Yeah. I think all the stuff is right up there with also, if they were bold enough to take our handicap out of in front of Mitch McConnell's office, pick them up out of their chairs and just drag them away like the guy on the United Airline and drug him down the hallway.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And Mitch has caused. If you do the checking on Mitch McConnell has caused a lot of problems in this country.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely. And his wife is Elaine Chao, the Secretary of Transportation. So they should have kept those people in their chairs and let her get rid of them.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. This is a transportation problem. Elaine!
Also, whatever happened to the right to assembly? I mean, peaceful assembly.
Yeah, and they had a peaceful assembly, actually.
Yeah, they were just blocking the hallway.
Yeah.
When I saw that, really the first thing I flashed on was Trump mocking the disabled reporter.
Yeah.
Because we've now reached a level of sort of where we're desensitized. So I could imagine a lot of Fox News viewers watching that protest and being like, ugh, these
weak handicapped people.
They already get the good parking spots.
Right.
What more do they want?
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Can't we just euthanize them?
Oh, well, they can afford to pay for a fancy mechanical wheelchair. Why can't they buy a little health insurance?
Right. There's such a level of cruelty, and lack of empathy.
Yeah, I got into a discussion with some folks this week.
That's all you got to do.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Bootstraps. You got
we'll get yourself some boots.
Yeah, I mean, and never mind the fact that, so many of them are on fucking welfare, and never mind that, Congress is pretty much a welfare state for those guys. I mean, everybody's getting their free ride.
Wait a minute. Did you guys see that the infomercial they run saying that Indians are depressed?
Yeah,
they run that on television all the time. I was sitting there going,
Indians are depressed. Why?
It's like a medical service or depression awareness for Native Americans,
right?
But it's like, wow, that's like a really specific demographic that you're. And I mean, yes, we live in Southern California. These are the people who run our casinos. We need to make sure they're
okay,
healthy
yes.
and sound mind.
Well, my thing is that you think they're depressed? Yeah, I would think that they are. Hell, you probably wiped out damn near all of them.
Yeah, that's a bummer. It's a bummer.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah, so
don't like living on a reservation?
Yeah, it's weird. Like that attempted, being the victims of an attempted genocide and being, shunted off into small.
Yes.
I watched. You'll love this. I watched on Sunday morning. They had a thing on Custer, General Custer, and they were saying they had two versions. You had the white version, and you had the Indian version. Yeah. And they were sitting. The white guys like, well, he was putting his strategy together, and the strategy was, and the Indian said, no. Basically, he came down in the wrong area, and we were waiting on his ass,
That's
and
right.
we killed him. I mean, and they kept people. He was a hero. No, he was an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
He was a true idiot. He got
at the risk of sounding like a racist. When I run out of smokes at midnight, I don't go to Watts to buy a new pack. It's like, and basically that's kind of what Custer did. It's like, yeah, we're just going to go into their turf loud and proud and take what we want, and
otherwise known as Little Big Fuck Up.
Yeah.
That didn't work out so well. But that was the battle,
right? And the fact that he all he had to do was wait for his guys to come. There's another 2,000 or 3,000 cavalry coming. He refused to wait. He went in with 200.
That's white privilege for you. Oh no, God!
And they pinned his ears back.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Custer's.
Oh.
They said he had and they set it up like he had a smile on his face, and they pinned his ears back purposely so he could hear something about the spirit of the Indian. Yeah, just laughing at your ass how you lost. It was something like that. Yeah.
Religion is a bitch, no matter what religion it is.
Yeah, it really is.
That is disturbing.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of disturbing, and one of the things that we talk about a lot on this show, there's an interesting piece in Vanity Fair, at least online, with the headline, "Does everything that Donald Trump touches die?" And it's funny because that came up 7 hours after I posted the suggestion that we replace "Hail to the Chief" with King Midas in reverse, because the Hollies could use the money. Why not? And it's a good song. But this week the Carrier plant in Indianapolis that Donald Trump saved, not shutting it down. They're just sending all those jobs to Mexico. And so I'm wondering, do they get to keep the tax break that they negotiated in exchange, for keeping those 700 jobs for 3 months?
I mean, it is the most...
Ford also moving jobs to Mexico.
Yeah. They've done absolutely nothing legislatively, this administration. Nothing.
He did one thing. Actually, two things. Two pieces of legislation. He signed the bill making it easier to fire employees at the VA.
Right.
Because he's all about firing people.
Excellent job.
So that... one of the other things is they signed legislation basically creating a blue alert, which like an Amber Alert when a child is kidnapped and it goes out on all the signs and to your cell phones if you're not a heartless bastard like me who blocked that. Sorry, but I'm not going to go looking for kids. It's like I'm in the middle of dinner. I'm at home watching TV. My phone bleeps. Hey, there's a missing child. Well, rally up the troops. No, fuck it. I'm going back to watching whatever's on. I'm sorry. Right. I'm a dick. But there is now going to be a blue alert, which basically sounds to me like when there's a police officer who's shot or in trouble, the blue alert goes out. What? So the rest of the gang members can go in and save their brother. It's like if you look at the police like an organized game.
Citizenry to come to the
well,
aid
no,
of
I think it goes out to the